those will not print, that will. That's too fine, that's just about right. So I go in a bit harder. Right, see? And there's the beginnings of a skull, see? It doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be anything. It's an impression. It's an impression, okay? It's not a thing. It's just an impression. And that's what this is all about. It's an impressionism. If you want to go detail, you just come back. This is why you use cruddy old brushes, because the fine, soft brushes will not take the ink off. And if they do, it means the ink's probably too thin. I'm not trying to achieve anything, I'm just showing you how I can get tame. It is easy with a light box because you can,
that's great.
push it in the corner.
What
Make your own light box. It's dead easy.
That's right.
See that frame over there? It's got a bit of perspex on it. You just sit it up at the window and sit there. Cup of coffee on one side, your audiobook on the other side. And
Yeah. I mean, we could all make one because we're just going to find stuff on the side of the road, right?
Hooah!
Go into Silly Willies. Those, those cheap.
Well, stuff if I'm going to pay for something that I can get for nothing.
Where are you?
I'm in America.
Besides that, I want things to
Crazy
have
Jacks.
my feeling.
We make one out of
I don't think we've ever had a street rubbish collection in Burnie.
No. Okay, so I'm not trying to make anything, but let's,
everybody
let's
uses
put a beard on
everything.
it.
They're doing you a bit.
They're
doing Sydney. I made
Sydney. But never.
Yeah.
It's really good size, actually.
I've got some stuff that could go over there. Yeah, you see you're over there.
Yeah, we should just buy a new one or find them somewhere.
We're getting there.
I don't know, I need a drink.
Me too.
Yeah, where's the champagne?
This is great.
It is,
Seeing
it's
how you do
wonderful.
the textures.
Yeah.
So you could just do something completely abstract, couldn't you?
Yeah, of course you can. It's all art is abstract, Rita.
Yeah.
All art is an abstraction. As my wife would say, that's a whiteboard. You put it on the whiteboard. Like I say, I'm not being fastidious about anything. I'm just showing you that you can, make it happen. And you might think, well, not enough ink on there. Well, actually, you'll be surprised how beautifully these books print. I've shown you the sample, and I could work on this for hours and then if I'm not happy, I just do this. And I'm not happy. It's not anything really.
So you can't see much at all without the
No,
light
that's
bulbs.
why I said, well, that's why when
why
you're sitting
we
at
use
your table,
perspex.
stand it up.
Yeah.
So they say I'm not happy with that bit.
Just like that. Big rub out.
Wow. Sure. Yeah.
And just come back in and attack it. Do what you will. There's no reason to stop just because you think you might have failed. Just turn it to a big nosed. Something like, I'm just being silly here, I know, but you get the idea, you get the drift, man. And you can change the face. You might be trying to do a guy with a beard this way. This is not the only thing you can do. See what I mean? Just changed it completely. It's all in your skill. It's all in your hand and your mind. Now you know how to do it. Now you know how to make the ink work. Now let's just demonstrate something. Just for the hell of it. This roller or one of the rubber rollers. You would actually do this first, because then you can just draw over it. I'm only just doing this so you can see what the possibilities are. say, well, there's nothing there, but well, you can see it there. It's only subtle. That will probably not print because I need a much more absorbent cloth. You know, this is not absorbent; it's synthetic. You see the zinc on there, but
You could roll a bit of ink over it.
oh, yeah, you could do. I'll go a little harder. Said the bride to the bishop. Just attack it. You know, don't be afraid to attack your blocks.
Yeah, that's better. There you go.
Special effects department.
Would that print now?
Sorry?
Would that print?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will now, yeah. Yep. Okay, palette
like
knives.
snap
Palette knives are for picking up ink, but they're also for drawing. Okay. I'm just drawing this out. Just now, see that's going to bleed. Unless you want it to, like Lyndall said, you know, as an effect, you could use the tip of the thing. But, okay, now that will probably just print, but that wouldn't,
Yeah, right.
because I know how much ink's on here. There's a bit of ink missing up here, but I actually don't care. You know, you can, if you want to turn it to a Māori moko, you can just do that. You don't have to get too fussy. You might want to turn it into a crazy angel thing with horns. And maybe he's smoking a cigarette.
No, I thought you could have his tongue poking out.
Smoke coming off it. As I say, I'm just being flippant here, I know, but you get the idea. You might want that a bit more smoky.
It's fun to be flippant.
You know, don't bother yourself about it. You can just hit it with raw ink. You know, and just imagine that if that was just the first colour.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Then you come in, hit
Then
it
you
with
can
another
play
colour,
with the
another
others.
colour. Now see how I've got this block here. I'm not happy with that. It's kind of crude and it's meant to be someone smoking or whatever. So there's no lip there, so I want to just get a sense of there being a lip. I'll just soften this off. Move some of the ink around. You know. I might just want a little bit of eye.
Yeah,
See how it's now getting personality. This is sort of fallen apart here a bit, but that doesn't matter because you just go like this.
You're having too much fun there.
You insisted. I was happy for you guys to have a crack.
No, this is good. Much rather see you with the textures.
It's great.
Okay, so this is how you get this. See how the brush is rolling? Do not forget to roll your brush when you're painting. When you're painting, the brush goes this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, that way, this way, that way, that way, that way, that way. The accent in the drawing comes from your manipulation of the tools you're using. It doesn't, the ink has its own quality, it doesn't need to be created, you've already created that quality. Let's say he's got some kind of thing hanging off his ear, you know. As I say, I'm not, and if I had a bud, I can use that, you know, I might want to put a little ring or something there, and I might want to get, just get the heel of the brush and just, you know, draw with that, you know, I don't know, I'm just asking about it. Now, these really fine, see that might not print that one there, doesn't matter, but you can come back and just do that. You can accent it and work stuff into it if you want to. Now you say, well, but how do I get black there? How do I get a black line there? Well, there's all kinds of ways you can do it. Well, this is where the feathers come in. You get this. This is not the best kind of feather. Tail feather's better. It's pretty.
Well, there was a whole seagull there. I was tempted. I should have brought it.
Best kind of feathers are, best feathers are the really hard ones that have a, you know, skinny on one side and fat on the other. They're leading edge. Doesn't matter, I'm just saying. Because this, I can't control this as well because it's not stiff enough.
After the rain, everything was cleaned. There was very little on the beach or at the harbour or all washed away.
Is this helping in any way?
Sure does.
And what we'll do is we'll put it through the press so you can see what I actually got. Because I don't know what's going to come out. Well, I do actually.
But we don't.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Big surprise to one.
You need a stiffer feather, but because it isn't, then we'll get a different characteristic. Nothing will happen when you touch it down first of all. I don't even know where to put it really, but it
Would
doesn't
be
matter.
fantastic.
So how is she going to create that shape on a painting?
Yeah.
You see, if it was stiff, I could push the ink off, but it's a bit hard because the brush is too soft. You know, and there's no white I can, because if it were white, I could do that, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funky. I like that.
Pretty funky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine if that was in colour.
Yeah.
Let's say he's wearing a fur stole or something, like a fur collar. Some kind of wild, native, crazy man, like a wizard.
With horns.
The horns are a bit of a giveaway, I think.
Yeah.
You see how all the little accents in there, they will print beautifully. Okay, I can guarantee you that will print beautifully. That kind of in-between tone prints really well.
Okay.
And white, of course, is an easy one. And see that the accents inside that white, they will print really well. What might get lost is this. In fact, it will get lost. Not entirely, but it won't be as expressive as that is. So the way around that is to just draw it a little harder. Eventually the feathers, you know, come apart.
Oh, I shouldn't have given them all away.
With this part up here, the thick black part,
That'll
you
ooze.
see the little ooze. Do you
Oh,
know
actually-
which way it'll go?
Yep. Yep.
So you can control it
It's
in
gonna go
that way.
gonna
Which
go
is the
that
way
way.
that you're rolling.
It's going to go that way.
Okay.
It will go up to the right and up
Is that
Perfect.
because of the way that you roll the
to the
press?
press. Yep.
Yeah. So it
Yep.
pushes it, so you
That's
can
right.
control
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's ploughing it
Yep.
in the direction
Yep.
of there, so it'll ooze out like that, and it'll tend to go that way a little bit. But there's not that much on there actually.
They could probably turn it around a different way if you wanted to read a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'll fix something else somewhere else if you do that.
Right.
I'm now going to apply toothbrush because I have a lot more control of that. Because I might want to, you know, and see these lovely little accents. See how you can get these lovely little touches. They print very well. And I could literally work this for hours, you know, and just keep trying to put life into it. Because, you know, I've opened up areas of white, but now I'm seeing how I'm greying them down. Because you think you're finished, and you do something, you think, oh shit, no, this can go a long way yet, and you might not want it. You just want a little finger mark, see? You might want a little bit of highlight on top of the nose there. Maybe a little bit of moustache. Come in with the beard a bit more. Take a bit more off, so use the plastic. So be resourceful. As I said, I'm just making lots of patterns so you can see. You know, if you want to make that ear more real, you can. For obvious reasons, you might want to. If I want a bit more sort of accent on the hair, I won't do much more to this. Let's just sort of have a bit of looseness up there, so it's not too helmety head. A lot of it will be lost, in fact. Okay, I know it's crude as anything, but you know, you get the drift.